we will look at 9 different ways to modify this array. So this array is called fruit basket, and it contains 4 string elements. So watermelon, banana, broccoli, and lemon. And you can also see I added the index numbers to it. And because JavaScript arrays always start at index number 0, we got watermelon with index number 0, banana with index number 1, broccoli with 2, and lemon with 3. Let's start modify this array. So first of all, we will use index numbers. So we write the name of our array, then we can add rectangular brackets to it. And inside these rectangular brackets, we can select one index number. So let's say we should select index number 4, and we set this equal to mango. And now what we need is a console.log, because without a console.log we don't have any kind of output. And let's go to our website and refresh this whole thing. You can see as a return we get watermelon, banana, broccoli, lemon, and mango. So now this code added mango to index number 4. Now let's make a second example. So let's say we select index number 1 and set this to mango. So if we refresh, you can see we get watermelon, mango, broccoli, and lemon. So we exchanged this banana, which was index number 1, to mango. And let's make one more example. So let's say we select index number 7, set this to mango, and we refresh. You can see we get watermelon, banana, broccoli, lemon, then we have 3 empty elements, and then we get mango. So by setting index number 7 to mango, we simultaneously set index number 4, 5, and 6 to empty. Now let us use a negative number in these rectangular brackets. So let's say we select -1, and now let's refresh and see what happens. And you can see that now we got watermelon, banana, broccoli, lemon, which is our array, and then we have -1 equals mango. So we see by selecting a negative index number, we get this key value pair. So here this key is -1 and this value is mango. So you can see, sadly we cannot use a negative number to select the last element, because oftentimes what you can do is you can use a negative index number like -1, and then it would start at 0 and it would go 1 to the left, so it would loop to the end, and -1 would be in this case index number 3, lemon, but as you can see this is not working, but rather we get this key value pair of -1 equals mango. Now let's add a bit more to it. So let's say we add index number 4 is set to apple, index number -6 is set to blueberry, and -3 is set to milk. And now what happens if we refresh our website, you can see that it added apple to the end of our quote-unquote normal array. So after lemon we get apple, which is here index number 4, and then after it created all of the quote-unquote normal index numbers, we then get all of the negative index numbers. So -1, -6, and -3. You can also see that it does not order these negative numbers. So we get -1, -6, and then -3. It does not order them in any kind of way, like -1, -3, -6. One thing we can also use is the length method. So inside the rectangular brackets, we can write the name of our array. We can add dot and write length, and this gives us the length of our array. So in our case, the length is 4, because we got 4 elements. So it pretty much translates to fruit basket, rectangular brackets, index number 4 is set to mango. Of course, if we refresh this whole thing, we get index number 4 is set to mango. Now, what we can also do is, let's say we do some calculations. So the length of our array, -1, is set to mango, and then you can see we get watermelon, banana, broccoli, mango. So we exchanged the lemon to mango. The next way to modify our array is by using the push method. And push adds an element to the end of our array. So we write the name of our array, dot push, parentheses, And inside the parentheses we can define what we want to push into our array. So let's say mango. And now if we refresh, you can see that we get watermelon, banana, broccoli, lemon and mango. So pushed the mango into our array. We can also use the push method multiple times. So if we got push, here you can see we get 3 mangoes. Or a nicer way to do this whole thing is that we can use just one push method and add multiple things to it. So let's say we add a carrot to it. And now if we refresh, you can see we get lemon, mango, carrot. What we can also do is we can create a variable and set this variable to the push method. So let's say we create the variable array length of push. And I bet you can already tell what this push method does. So we have the name of our array, fruitbasket.push with the parentheses. And now inside this variable array length of push, of course you can call it whatever you want, we save the length. So let's say we have a console.log from our variable and we refresh. And you can see here as a return value we get 4. What we can also do with push is pushing one array into the other array. So here we now have this array 2. I know, really creative name. And it consists of carrot, mango and cucumber. And what we can now do is we can write fruitbasket.push. And inside our parentheses we select array 2. And now if we have console.log from our fruit basket and we refresh our website, you can see that we get our first array, watermelon, banana, broccoli and lemon. And then we have our second array of carrot, mango and cucumber. So this is what's called a nested array. We had one array inside of another array. Okay, but now let's say we do not like this nested structure. And so our goal is to remove it. And we have multiple different solutions. The first solution is to use the .flat method. So we create a variable and set this to our array .flat. We could also use the spread operator inside of our push method. We could use the concat method instead of push. And concat is specifically designed to concatenate 2 arrays. Or we could also use a loop. So we would loop all of the array elements into another array. And first of all, the great thing is that all of these 4 solutions work. So we can choose whatever we want. And in our specific case, we will just use the spread operator. Because the spread operator is a really simple solution. So back in our code, here we got fruitbasket.push. And now we add ... And let us go to our website and refresh. Now you can see we remove the nested structure and we got one array called watermelon, banana, broccoli, lemon, carrot, mango and cucumber. The next method we will learn is the pop method. And pop removes the last element. So we can write the name of our array .pop with the parentheses and a semicolon. And now if we go to our website and we refresh, you can see that we get watermelon, banana and broccoli, and the last element, lemon, got popped off. So it got removed. Let's also make some more pops. So we got 3 of them, and now if we refresh our website, you can see as a return we get only this watermelon. Sadly, what we cannot do is add any kind of number into the parentheses. So if we got pop 3, we still only remove one element. So we got watermelon, banana and broccoli. We only remove lemon. So we have to leave these parentheses blank. We can create a variable and we can set this variable equal to the pop method. So let us create a variable and we can of course call it whatever we want. In our case we will call it last element. And I bet you can already tell what we are saving inside this variable. So we got pop. And now let's have console.log from our last element. And if you go to our website and refresh, you can see as a return value we get lemon. So far so good. But now let's make a console.log for our fruit basket array. And let's go to, first let's save this and go to our website. And you can see now we get watermelon, banana and broccoli, and the last element, lemon, got popped off. So it doesn't really matter where we use the pop method, it still pops out the last element. If you want to save the last element without removing it, you can just use index numbers. So we got fruit basket with the rectangular brackets, and then we can use the length method, dot length and -1. And yes, we can, let's say we create a new variable called last element 2, and we set this to fruit basket dot-length -1, and let's comment out this, and let's add a number 2 here. And now if we refresh our website, you can see that we saved the last element, lemon, but we simultaneously have not changed the array fruit basket. And the next method we will look at is the shift method, and shift removes the first element. So let's write the name of our array, dot shift, with the parentheses, and let's go to our website and let's refresh this whole thing, and you can see as a return we get banana, broccoli and lemon. So we removed the watermelon. Of course we can use shift multiple times, and if we refresh we only get lemon. And just like we did with pop, we sadly cannot add a number to it. So if we have shift 2, we still only remove the first element, or shift 3. Here once again, sadly we cannot put anything into the parentheses. We can also create a variable, and let's call it first element, and we can set this to the shift method. So it's pretty much the same like we did with pop. Let's console log also the first element, and you can see we get watermelon. But once again, if we have a console log from our fruit basket, here you can see it also removed the watermelon from it. So it works pretty much the same like we did with pop, but shift removes the first element and pop removed the last element. And of course, if you want to have the first element without removing it, you can just use index numbers. And this is really easy because the first element is always index number 0, so you can just use index number 0. Let's look at the method unshift. So unshift adds an element to the beginning. This is pretty much the equivalent to push, but just for the beginning. So let's make an example. Let's say we have the name of our array, dot unshift, and let's add a mango to it, and we go to our website and we refresh. You can see we get mango, watermelon, banana, broccoli and lemon. Of course we can add multiple elements to it simultaneously. So let's say we add a carrot to it, and you can see here we got mango, carrot, watermelon. Just like we did with push, we can also save the array length with unshift. So we can create this variable, and of course we can call it whatever we want. And when we have the name of our array, dot unshift, and if we have console log, then here you can see we, as a return value, we get 4 because the length of our array is 4. Just like we did with push, we can also use unshift to push one array into another array. So we got the name of our array, fruit basket dot unshift, and now we can put into it array 2, which consists of carrot, mango and cucumber. And if you go to our website, you can see here once again we got this nested array structure of carrot, mango and cucumber. Then we got watermelon, banana, broccoli and lemon. And we learned that we can just use the spread operator to fix this whole thing. And now you can see here we get one nice flat array. The next way to modify our array is by using delete. So we can write delete, then the name of our array, rectangular brackets, and we can select one index number. So let's say index number 1. And if we go to our website and we see that we need a console.log, because without console.log we don't get any kind of output. And so refresh, and now you can see we get watermelon, empty, broccoli, and lemon. So if you use delete, it replaces the element with an empty element. And so now in this case we see that broccoli still has the index number 2, and lemon still has the index number 3. Depending on what you want to do, this can be really useful. The next method we will look at is the splice method. And splice can do a thing. It can insert, remove, and replace. And the syntax is the following: splice, parentheses, and then we have start at index number and delete how many elements. Let's make an example so that we actually understand it. We got fruit basket dot splice parentheses, and now we want to start at index number 0, and we want to delete one element. So index number 0 is watermelon, and we want to delete one element, so we want to delete watermelon. And if you go to our website, we refresh, you can see as a return value we get banana, broccoli, and lemon. So we deleted the first element. Let's make a second example. So let's say we want to start at index number 1, which is banana, and we want to delete one element. So refresh our website, you can see we get watermelon, broccoli, and lemon. So we deleted the banana. Let's make one more example. Let's say we start at index number 1, which is banana, and now we delete 2 elements. So it should delete banana and it should delete broccoli. And if we go to our website and we refresh, you can see we get as a return value watermelon and lemon. So we deleted banana and broccoli. So like I said in the beginning, splice can do multiple things. It can also insert and replace. So let's have fruitbasket.splice 1 and 2. Here we had this before. We removed banana and we removed broccoli. So we got watermelon and lemon. And now we will add the third thing. So we can see here the syntax is following. We got start at index number, delete how many elements. And now the new thing is add elements where deleted. So we can say, let's say, what can we say? Let's say we add a carrot to it. And let's go to our website and refresh. And you can see as a return value we get watermelon, carrot, and lemon. So we started at index number 1, which is banana. We deleted 2 elements. So we deleted banana and we deleted broccoli. And now we add elements where deleted. So we add this carrot at the place where we deleted the banana and the broccoli. And so the new array which we get is watermelon, carrot, and lemon. Of course, we can not only add one element, but multiple. So let's say we also add a tomato to it, and we go to our website and we refresh. Now you can see we get watermelon, carrot, tomato, and lemon. Now let's say we want to add these elements, but we don't want to delete anything. So we start at index number 1, we delete 0 elements, and we add carrot and tomato to it. And now, if we refresh, you can see we get watermelon, carrot, tomato, banana, broccoli, and lemon. So it's added carrot and tomato before the index number 1, which is banana. With splice, we can also use negative index numbers. So you get fruitbasket.splice, and let's say we start at -1, and we delete one element. So, and what I mean with we can use negative numbers is that it starts at index number 0, so watermelon is index number 0. And now we go 1 to the left, and because there's nothing to the left, it loops to the end. So index number 1, -1, is always the last element. In our case, this is index number 3, lemon. So we start at index number -1, which is the last element, and we delete how many elements? We delete one element. And now if we refresh our website, you can see as a return we get watermelon, banana, and broccoli. So it deleted the last element, which is lemon. Now let's say we start at index number -1 and we delete how many elements? We delete 3 elements. And now if we refresh our web page, you can see that we get the exact same output like we did before. This is the case because the deletion is always into is always the direction to the right. So in our case, if we start at index number -1, which is lemon, and we delete 3 elements, we delete index number 3, we delete index number 4, and we delete index number 5. But because we don't have index number 4 and 5, we cannot delete them. So we get the same result like we did with -1 and 1. Let's say we start at index number -2. So -2 is in our case broccoli. Like I said, the array starts at index number 0. So we go one to the left, which is -1, which is lemon, and -2. So we go one more to the left, so broccoli. And we delete 3 elements. So we delete, so first let's refresh, and you can see we delete broccoli, we delete lemon, and then we delete index number 4. But because we don't have index number 4, we cannot delete anything. So with -2 and 3, we get the result of watermelon and banana. Let's use a negative number, and let's add some element to it. So let's add some carrot, and let's also say that we do not delete anything. So we start at index number -1, we delete 0 elements, and we add a carrot to it. Now if we refresh, you can see that we get watermelon. You can see we get watermelon, banana, broccoli, carrot, and lemon. So we added this carrot before our last element. And now let us copy this thing and let us exchange the -1 to fruitbasket.length. And now let's see what happens. You can see we got watermelon, banana, broccoli, lemon, carrot. So this code adds an element to the end of our array. And wait, one moment, adding one element to the end of our array, like we already did this. Let's do a short little quiz. If you need more time, you can pause the video. So splice array name.length -1, 0 element adds an element to the end of the array. Which method also sets an element to the end? A, unshift, B, push, C, pop, or D, shift. So you got 3, 2, 1, and it's push. Push pushes an element into our array, so it adds one element to the end of our array. The next method we talk about is the slice method. And please don't confuse slice with splice, which we just had. So we are now talking about slice. So slice only copies. It does not modify the array. To better understand it, we will look at mutating versus non-mutating method. So mutating method means that it changes the array, while on the other hand a non-mutating method means that it does not change the array. So here you can see all of the methods which we had before, the index numbers, push, pop, shift, unshift, delete and splice, they all change the array. And now the new thing that we are learning, the slice method, is non-mutating. So to actually use slice, we have to create a variable, and let's call it nice variable. Of course, you can call it whatever you want. And yes, now we have to set this variable to the slice method. So we write fruitbasket.slice parentheses, and now inside these parentheses we have 2 numbers. The first number is the start at index number, and the second number is up to index number. And like I said, what slice does is it copies. So let's say we start at index number 1, which is banana, and it should copy up to index number, let's say 3. So let's go to our website and refresh. And of course we also need a console log for our nice variable and not for our fruit basket. And now we can refresh. Now you can see as a return we get banana and broccoli, because we start at index number 1, which is banana, and we copy up to index number 3, which is lemon. So it copies banana, it copies broccoli, but it does not copy index number 3, which is lemon. Let's make one more example. So let's say we start at index number 0, which is watermelon, and we copy up to index number 3. So if we refresh, you can see we have watermelon, banana and broccoli. Here you can see once again it does not copy the lemon. let's make more examples. So, because examples are really good to understand the stuff. We start at index number 2, which is broccoli, and we copy up to index number 4. So if you go to our website and we refresh, you can see we get broccoli and lemon, because it started at index number 2, which is broccoli, so it copies broccoli, it copies index number 3, which is lemon, and yes, so we got broccoli and lemon. Now what happens if we start at index number 2 and we go up to index number 7? Do we get any empty elements? And moment of truth, no. No, it does not copy any empty elements. Even if we go up to index number 7, we only get broccoli and lemon. And now let's do a slice without any kind of content in the parentheses. So we only have slice parentheses. And now you can see if we don't put anything into it, it copies the whole array. So we got watermelon, banana, broccoli, and lemon. Let's look at loops. So here we have a for loop, and we created a new array which is empty. The new array is called my nice array, and like I said, here it's empty, and here we get a basic for loop, and we're going to console.log for our nice array. We will only look at for loops. Of course, there are also while loops and do while loops. You can also use them, but just for simplicity, we will only look at for loops. Now let's add something into our nice array, which, like I said, is empty. And let's say we have a push method, which pushes an element into our array. And let's say we got the name of our array, so fruit basket, and as the index number, we select 0. So now what it does, it loops through all of the elements from our array, and it pushes every element into our new array called my nice array. And if we refresh our website, here you can see we get the exact same output: watermelon, banana, broccoli, and lemon. And now the beautiful thing is that we can modify all of these elements at the place where we push it into it. So let's say we add some text to it. So let's say we have this text called food plus the array, plus the elements from our array. And we refresh, you can see now we got this new array, my nice array, and every element got modified. So we got food, watermelon, food, banana, food, broccoli, and food, lemon. And now the beautiful thing is that we can use string methods. So we just have to add a dot to it, and now we can use all of these methods to modify it. Let's say what can we do? We can do to uppercase. And now if we refresh our website, you can see that I forgot the parentheses, of course. But now if we refresh, you can see that we modified every element to uppercases. Let's do some more examples. So let's say we don't want to have two uppercases, but we want to have a length. So here we get an array of all of the lengths of the string elements. Let's say we can do character add. So character add index number 2. And if you refresh, you can see we get TNOM. And remember, here the index numbers start once again at 0. So watermelon, the W of watermelon is index number 0, A is index number 1, and T is index number 2. So here with banana, index number 2 is the N. Let's make more examples. So let's say what we can do is, let's say we use slice. We just learned slice. So we start at index number 0 and we copy up to index number 2. And now if you refresh, you can see here, because index number 0 is W and index number 2 is T, we copy WA and the BA, BR, and LE. Let's say we have a string method of includes. So we can, it's a boolean check. So we can write includes. Let's say includes a big W, and refresh, you can see we get true, false, 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 because watermelon has a big W and the other three elements do not. Of course, we can also check for something like big B. So we refresh, we get false, true, true, false, because banana and broccoli do have big B's, but watermelon and lemon do not. What we can also do is we can modify some of these elements, but not all of them. So let's comment this out and let's create some if statement. So let's say if I is less than 2, then curly brackets, let's say we want to have this to uppercase, else curly brackets, else, yes, let's just copy the elements into it without any kind of modification. So, and now let's go to our website and refresh. You can see now we changed watermelon and banana to uppercase, but broccoli and lemon are still in lower cases. We learned a lot of different things, so let's do a summary. We got unshift, which adds the first element. We got push, which adds the last element. We got shift, which removes the first element. We got pop, which removes the last element. We can use index numbers to add elements to our array. We can use delete to delete elements and they get replaced with an empty element. We got splice with the syntax of start at index number, delete how many elements, and add elements where deleted. We got slice, which only copies, and the syntax is start at index number and copy up to index number. And last but not least, we can use loops. So here we see a for loop, and we can loop all of the array elements into a new array, and while we are doing this, we can modify all of these elements. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and bye.